Welcome to Vision TV. I'm Cody Summerlin.
And I'm Whit. Thanks for joining us.
Well, this last week was full of events, and among them was the NGU Got Talent show. Many students participated and impressed the audience with a variety of different musical talents. Some individual singers performed songs from Radiohead, Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, and Bruno Mars. Other performers brought several different instruments to their performances, including acoustic guitar, violin, drums, and electric guitar. All the contestants did a fantastic job, but the Bluegrass Band stole the show and ultimately won this year's contest. The fun did not stop there, as this past Friday, NGU put on the Spring Formal. Here is Noah Iraheta with the recap.
Last Friday at North Greenville University, we had the Spring Formal dance, the President's Ball. This was the first time they had done the dance in the spring semester in 2 years because of complications from the COVID-19 virus.
One of the biggest things that we wanted to do was to make our events as normal as possible. We're very blessed that there are not a great deal of COVID restrictions right now that the state is requiring. So we were able to plan the event pretty normal with food and just people being able to get in and just being able to be at our normal capacity.
This year, it was in Todd Dining Hall in the cafeteria. The seats and tables were moved and they set up the floor to dance, with balloons up above and lights shining all around. There was a DJ with a booth set up for the music, and there were also lots of neat decorations like candles, which helped set a wonderful mood. The songs ranged from newer hits to classic songs everyone could sing along to. They had a lot of tasty food there too. There was some cheesecake, cookies, as well as chips with many different dips to go along with them. There was also a special punch made for the event that had a nice fizz to it. This was the first time a lot of the new students had the chance to come to a spring dance at North Greenville University, and so it was a nice event to have as we finish this spring semester. We look forward to it becoming an annual event again in the coming years. For NGU Vision News, Noah Iraheta.
Godspell had a successful opening this past weekend and will play again this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Billingsley Theater for the next couple of weeks. Come see Jesus and his disciples share parables within a modern setting. And apparently, Baby Yoda, Grogu, is in it, so that should be enough reason to go see it. This past week, our Crusader athletes also put on some great shows. Stay tuned because we will have all the sports updates when we come back.
Welcome back, I'm Kalvin Semedo. The spring semester is almost over and is the home stretch for sports. Let's get started with lacrosse. The North Greenville men's lacrosse team remained undefeated in conference play with a 19-6 win over the Lions of Emmanuel College on Wednesday. The women's lacrosse team also played on Wednesday and put together a successful afternoon at Pepsi Stadium, scoring 16 goals in a 16-3 win against the Bobcats of Liz McRae College. The men's volleyball team won against Mount Olive in 5 sets to remain atop Conference Carolina standings with an overall set score of 3-2. On Saturday, they played against the Crusaders of Belmont Abbey on Senior Day. They won with an overall set score of 3-0. In tennis, North Greenville dropped its first ever meeting with Converse College on Saturday, falling 6-1 to the Valkyries. The NGU team will head to Chowan next weekend. In baseball, North Greenville splits doubleheader with UNC Pembroke. The North Greenville Crusader left Pembroke, North Carolina with the first place in the Conference Carolina standings. After taking the opening game yesterday, the Crusader followed up with another dominant win in a score of 10-2. The Braves would take the final game with a final score of 7-5. Finally, in softball, NGU played against Belmont Abbey on Saturday. The North Greenville Crusader achieved their first conference sweep of the season. After coming out on the top in a low-scoring affair in a game won with a final score of 2-0, NGU then followed that up with a come-from-behind victory in extra innings with a final score of 9-8. That's all for the sport update. Now back to you in the studio.
Well, you know what? It sounds like our athletes have been putting in a lot of hard work this past week.
They really have been. North Greenville in general has been working hard to improve campus. Here's an inside look.
Exciting changes are coming to North Greenville's campus with the implementation of a new core curriculum and class schedule. But that's not the only change coming to campus. The Donnan Administration Building is set to receive an $8 million facelift, with fundraising for the project well underway.
So we have the cost estimates that are in now, and we're doing really well on the fundraising. When you do a capital campaign like this, there are two parts. There's the quiet phase, where you have conversations with people who are longtime donors to the university, and then there's the public phase, where you're trying to get funds from people all across the community. And so the quiet phase has gone incredibly well. We've already received a 7-figure gift. We have some more large gifts that we're in the process of finalizing, hopefully over the next couple of months. But again, it looks like we're going to be able to fund this really well. It's going to be top notch. We're going to do it right and make sure that it's a space that can, well, go for another 75 years just as it already has.
The renovations to the administration building will bring some exciting upgrades to classrooms and create space for students to gather together.
All of the instructional space is going to be upgraded and is going to be made into cutting-edge space. So for anyone who's been in the new classrooms in Neves that have the very large monitors and the really good seating areas, that is a model that we're going to be using in this space as well. And so there will be a couple of seminar rooms, there'll be some larger classroom areas, and there's also going to be some group study space, we think, for students who want to work together on projects and things like that. We think that'll all be great instructional space.
While many changes are being made to this historic building, one detail will remain the same.
One of the things that we're wanting to do is to protect the mural so that we can actually restore it. It was a celebration of the 75th anniversary of the university, and so by putting it in that jewel box entrance, that will allow us to preserve it, get it out of the weather, and then we'll have a legend attached to it that will explain what it is you're looking at, and we're hoping to have other historic items in that space as well.
The restoration of the administration building and its mural is set to begin in August of this year, and it will help this piece of NGU history stand for years to come. In Tigerville, Leah Williamson, Vision TV.
Congratulations, seniors. The spring commencement is scheduled for Friday, April 29th at 7 p.m. and will take place in Yount Stadium. Tickets are not required, but in case of inclement weather, there will be indoor seating in Turner Chapel with a first-come, first-served basis. The ceremony will be available for family and friends who are unable to attend via live stream, and you can find that link by going to ngu.edu.
Still need a cultural event credit? North Greenville's classy and practical cultural event, the Etiquette Dinner, will be hosted in the President's Dining Room on April 7th from 5 to 6 p.m. Learn how to be a courteous customer at a fancy restaurant and how to impress your date or grandmother. Tickets available online or in the box office until April 1st. Do you appreciate strings, percussion, and brass instruments combining to produce magnificent concertos from the world's greatest musicians? The orchestra concert will begin at 7 p.m. on April 9th in Turner Chapel. And if that's not your cup of tea, there's a piano trio concert in the Hamlin Recital Hall on April 12th from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Get your tickets now, folks. These are can't-miss events.
Well, that's all for us today. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to keep up with NGU Vision Media on Facebook and Instagram, and check out thevisionngu.com. I'm Cody Summerlin.
And I'm Whit White. Have a great week, North Greenville.